And you just become the 39th member of the 1,000 Point Club, and you coach 20 of those guys.
18, I think.
18?
I think 18.
Okay.
I don't care where we're playing. It's 94 feet by 50, and let's go out and lace it up.
Hello, everybody. This is Justin Gray, sports editor for the Bell Ringer and communication major at Augusta University with another edition of the Demetri Show from Bell Ringer Phoenix Media. In this edition, we will discuss the Jaguars' win over Georgia College, Demetri Gardner eclipsing 1,000 points, and some history behind that, and a preview of the heavyweight matchup between Augusta and Columbus State. Our panel includes Augusta University head men's basketball coach Demetri and junior star basketball player Demetri Gardner. How we doing, guys?
Doing good, sir. Doing good.
So congratulations, first off.
Thank you.
How awesome was that to get that in front of the home crowd? Your parents were able to come. How cool was that experience Wednesday night?
It was an amazing feeling. I was trying to treat it like another game, but right when I walked into the locker room, that's all my teammates could talk about. So it was hard to treat it like another game. It was a great feeling, though. Great feeling.
And, You did this pretty fast based off, your freshman year, your redshirt freshman year, you scored 86 points. And then last year, 507 and already 417 this year. I don't know where that ranks as far as fastest to ever get to that point. That's pretty impressive. What has been the biggest thing, to just get you to this point?
Honestly, just reps and reps in the gym, really having a focus and having a mission and a plan of what you want to do with the game of basketball. In the last 2 years, I'd say that I've committed myself to the game very serious and took it very serious, and it's helped me out in the long run.
Now, Coach, you have quite a bit of meat stories.
Mm-hmm. A lot. And
you just become the 39th member of the 1,000 Point Club, and you coach 20 of those guys.
18, I think.
18? Okay. Yes. That's pretty impressive. And back-to-back seasons where you had a guy get to 1,000 points with Jaquez Kirby doing it last year. You might even have one get to it next year. John St. Germain's on pace. So talk a little bit about, Meech's career to this point and how cool it was to see that out of him.
Oh, it was great. He got 0 rebounds that game, though. We can talk about that. He got 8 rebounds in Georgia College, but that's all right. We kind of presented the ball at practice for a couple of reasons, but the ball wasn't done. But more importantly, to tell the other guys, I think it was right 9 times he did not score in a game his freshman year. He played every game, if I'm correct, right? He played every game. Yeah, he played every game. In 17 games, he played less than 10 minutes, And to get to 1,000 points this quickly is great accomplishment from him. He's a gym guy. He spends time in the gym. He doesn't waste time in the gym now. He really gets to what he wants to work on. One of the things we talked about after last season was Georgia Southwestern forcing him left. He's going back to his right hand all the time. So he's taken whatever he's been weak at and improved that in areas, and he's got a old-fashioned game. It's a different type of game. It really is, and we're posting him a little bit more. He's a scorer's mentality. Even when he was freshman year, he probably had a scoring mentality. Did you start that scrimmage at Carson Newman up in Spartanburg?
Yep,
yes. Okay, we started a scrimmage. I don't know if we had injuries or whatever it was, and I just stuck him out there, and he got a couple buckets. Hey, let's keep this guy out there. Now, he earned it, but more importantly, Darren Lucas White was integral, and we kind of had to not start Darren, not to play him so much, to be honest with you. And then the rotations just worked out that me started, did a great job. And I think at that point he learned a lot from those older guys, but more importantly, how you can affect the game offensively, defensively. And he's having a great junior year. Okay, so we're fixing to do something we've never done. Do you remember your first basket? That counted in a game?
Ooh. Freshman year?
Oh, you mean first basket of your life?
Yeah.
Or no, okay.
Yeah, I do. It was actually at Mount Olive, a layup. I do.
That was the only basket you had that game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how it happened? Because I'm fixing to show you.
Whoa.
It was a fast break 3-on-1, Jaquez Kirby to Miguel to me, or the other way around.
It was Kirby to you at the bucket. Or it was fast break. You had a steal. It was first points of the game.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, see Miguel the Kirby to me layup. I remember that. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I do remember that.
Wow.
That game I actually played over 20 minutes that game. I do remember that for
The
sure.
second game you did?
Yeah, the second game too.
And the first game that was recorded that year was the scrimmage game against Emory. You actually scored the first 2 points of that game as well, but it didn't count. So, I mean, that was only 2.5 years ago, and you're already at 1,000 points. It's been...
Wait a minute, what side of the game? Was that on the right side?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. He would have made it on the left side. He would have got a block. He was left there. All right, now go ahead. That's a great memory. I didn't remember that.
So, your numbers obviously are incredible this year, and the pace you're on is incredible. And we'll talk more about that if that comes time. We talked about it before the show. When you see yourself start getting into the greats of Augusta University, what is that like? Do you focus, or do you think about that at all, or is it just about the next task at hand?
Honestly, it's not, because in my book, when you go around Augusta greats, it's all about who's been the farthest and who's won the most championships. That's my biggest thing, honestly. Who's won the most championships?
So we'll talk a little bit about the game now. You guys really dominated Georgia College. Didn't look as good in the end with just a 12-point victory, but it got as big as 21 and felt like you guys kind of cruise controlled through this one. It never felt in doubt. Closing out like that, do you emphasize wanting to close out games better, or were you?
Yeah, so I remember going at halftime, and I said, well, if Elias doesn't step in the lane twice, that's 2 points, and we don't let 24 Luke Kralsick get 3 wide open catch and shoots. Now, he had made some, but not as many. That's 11-point difference. So I felt we were in good shape, and he picked up a second foul early, and then I kind of knew about his point total. I thought he had it because somebody said he's got it. Then they tell me at the table, hey, he's got 1 more point. And I'm like, all right, I'll stick him back in there. I know we ran something to get him a shot. And I think he made a couple buckets, right? Is that right? And then he picked up his 3rd foul right at the beginning of the second half. And I'm like, okay, we got to take him out. Like, we were up, but we're not trying to close a game without him. And we won. We did what we were supposed to do. And certain times of the year, you want to try to get some guys some minutes. And we still had Shea out, injury. Lou hadn't played, so we were able to play extended minutes. But no, it was a good team win, and he was an integral part of this.
And funny story, our producer Jaxon posted a Meach mic'd up after the game and all of his points. He got to 12 and got in foul trouble, and Jaxon had 1 bar on the camera. And it was about to die, and he set for 4.5 minutes.
Yeah,
most he
good
set
time.
all year
Yes,
consecutively.
Yes.
And so we were just praying that he got it before half, and luckily he did. But Max had 23 and 16 in this game. You told me after the game, if you wouldn't have saw the stat sheet, you wouldn't have known, and I felt the same way. What has it been like to see him improve so much in the rebounding part of the game? Because it's almost becoming natural.
Yeah, listen, his rebound totals are off the charts. And I've coached a lot of these bigger guys. He's the best, and everybody contradicts this. He is the best statistical rebounder I've ever coached. Garrett did not average this many rebounds. He had AJ snatch some. I give Meach a hard time not getting rebounds, but when Lou and Max are out there, they're gobbling those things up. Like they're trying to get rebounds on the defense end. So no, Max is he missed some shots around the basket. When he gets to playing bully ball, he's not as effective. Max got hurt in the North Georgia game. Like he's never like Meach. They never set out practice. And we missed a free throw. We did a drill, and he finished last, and he never finishes last. And I kind of walked up to him. I'm like, you all right? He's like, my ribs, got popped pretty good. I knew it. So even the next day, he wasn't 100%. And then he went out there. He doesn't really kind of practice for 2 days. And Max is a practice guy, and he got it going. But no, his rebound totals were great, and he's having a great year. He really is. Meach is having a phenomenal year, and so is Max, and so is John. So proud of the way these guys are producing.
Yeah, it's not really been fair to you for your rebound totals in your career because you had Tyshawn and Kirby, and then you had Kirby and Max last year, and now Max and Lou and some of those guys. You have a lot of guys that are fighting over rebounds. I noticed that against Georgia
After the practice
College.
the other day, I think we would have, okay? So let's leave it at that. After North Georgia, the practice, there was a common theme. Aiken, North Georgia, we got kicked in the glass, okay? So we're making a conscientious effort to play some bigger guys, and it was a eventful 40 minutes of our practice. Was that Monday? Yeah, Monday, and then the next day, and it'll be again here in a couple hours.
So I turned on the broadcast 2 weeks ago when you guys played Flagler, and Lenny coined you and Max as the M&M boys. So I want to know what you thought about.
Go. That's pretty.
I want to know what you thought about that nickname.
That's a nice nickname. Actually, definitely has a ring to it.
That is pretty good.
Definitely.
I didn't think that. That's good.
Yeah. So Elias actually contributed 11 points the other night, but you've been very focused on those 2 points that he got taken off the board. He's started to catch a little bit of fire from deep. He's taking a lot more shots.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So how big is his shooting ability from behind the
He can make
arc?
a shot. He can make a shot. He's willing to take a shot. He reminds me of Meach that way his freshman year. They're not afraid of the moment. Elias defensively is a little concerned at times. So we've kind of tried to adjust our lineup a little bit, not to protect him, but realize put him on the right matchup. Okay, so we'll start Evan on Adderton, then Meach will guard Adderton. We're not going to put Elias on Adderton. That's not fair. Okay, so no, he's a good player. He's a worker. He's the most competitive freshman we have in that class. There's no question. He was in the gym this morning when I saw you. He works at. He shoots extra with Meach. Now he's a good player. He's going to be a very good player because he's got the internal drive that you need to have to be really good. And he's got one thing. He rushes his shot a little much. He seems to do it right when he gets in the game. It used to be you want to touch the ball first before you shoot it. He's definitely shot ready, but like all those guys like Troy, they try to shoot from too far out at times. But no, he's come a long way, and he's not afraid now. He is definitely not afraid. He likes challenges. He likes competing. He likes getting his butt kicked in practice. And now he's going to be a good one. I think Meach would say the same things.
Yes, definitely. We've been going at it since the beginning of the start, and I've just been trying to get him better, prepare him. You know how it is coming in as a freshman. You overthink a lot of things. Just try to get him to go out there and play.
Yeah, he's getting. So Meach's freshman year, go back to it. He'd only get one turn some nights. He would play and then come out, start the second half, and never come back out. Just due to the nature of our team. Elias, these guys getting 2 turns. That's huge, and it's only going to help their development.
Yeah, and you mentioned guys coming in and out. Very deep roster this year. You have a lot of guys that can play valuable minutes, and someone that's come a long way since the Clemson scrimmage is Lou. He's Louis Nonfon. He is he's fighting for rebounds, and he shot a 3-pointer the other night. Yeah. He's passed those up all year.
I need to keep doing that. That's the first one I think I was in May. Is that the first one he's made?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's first. He doesn't really take him in practice, but he works at it. He does. He does spend some time after practice doing that. But.
So mentioning young guys, you guys go to, it's no secret, you guys go to Columbus State tomorrow. The biggest game of the year to date. They're first in the conference, and you win tomorrow, you sweep them, and you have a very big leg up in the conference. What are your experience in the past in big games? What do you tell these young guys to prepare to go into that kind of environment?
Stick together when adversity comes through. No matter if we're not getting calls from the refs or if just the environment's crazy, it's just like we got to stick together no matter what happens.
And Coach, how much do you lean on guys like Meach and Max?
And I'll add one more thing. You got to throw the first punch. Mm-hmm. Okay, you got to do that. You got to come at them, and we will. Our 2 losses in league, we didn't. And throwing the first punch is not taking a quick shot. It's getting that physical rebound early. You have 2 good teams going at it. They've only lost 2 games. Francis Marion and us. And when they lost that game, they shouldn't have lost that game. I rewatched it. We did not play well, okay? And Columbus, we played well in that little stretch at the end, but we did not play well. And that was our first game after Christmas. And they had a game against Middle Georgia before that. So, we're going to have to play well. And they're look, it's circle and earth cow. I mean, there's only a game they've lost, okay? They know the same thing. I talked to Robert this morning. He's like, Jag's coming in, and we got to get this one. He knows it. And so I think it'll be a great challenge. And I'm going to tell our guys, let's go at them, man. We'll start Lou and Evan and our biggest and most physical lineup. And I think we'll respond real well.
And, I'm glad you mentioned that about the stretch at the end of that game. It seems like in conference games, when you're in Christenberry Fieldhouse, you either have to punch us in the mouth at the start and be up big at the end, or it's going to be a living hell trying to finish it out. Do you guys feel that on the floor the other teams start to, tighten up and feel the pressure?
Expression I have heard a lot since I've been here is you protect your house at all costs and try to win as many as you can on the road. So, at our house, coming in our house, we take it very personal and stuff. Very personal.
And, Coach, you told me when after the win over them, you said to become a contender, you have to beat someone good on the road. but we know we're not pretenders because we won this game.
We're close. Yep.
So how big would a win over this, first off, look for the resume for the NCAA tournament down the road, and how would it look just as a confidence booster for you guys?
Yeah, so you got 18. Everybody plays 9-9. We have this weird thing because of the snow that Columbus hasn't played Flagler. Aiken hasn't played somebody. We haven't played Lander. So, like I always say, you win as many as you can. We've won one on the road, okay? But we've lost 2 good teams on the road. So we just got to try to figure out how to win 5, 5 or 6 of them. And it doesn't matter who they are. This won't be huge because of tiebreakers, okay? It'll be, I think we're ready for it. I'm just going to focus on, hey, I don't care where we're playing. It's 94 feet by 50, and let's go out and lace it up. And, it'll be a good game. We kind of know what they're going to do. They know what we're going to do. We've played them a bunch. We've played them in conference tournaments, and it'll be interesting to see how they react, to be honest with you. I want to see how they react when we go out there and really are aggressive from the tip.
Yeah, it seems like especially this year, having those tiebreakers are going to be huge because everybody is knotted up.
Yes.
And the top, it's very top heavy league, and the first 6 teams can win it. And even Lander with having the wraparound, if they were to sweep us, they would be right back in the race as well. Yep. So, how do you go about obviously you want to throw the first punch, but with a game of this magnitude, do you worry, is all that on your mind, or are you trying to make it just
Well, we're going to worry about what they do. Obviously, Meacham had a great play down the stretch against Atherton. Look, Atherton did not have a great game against us. James did not have a great game against us, all right? Good players know when they don't play well, okay? You could probably ask him. He knows the exact game he played bad last year. And it's not payback, but they know it more than I do, to be honest with you. And like I said, it's going to be a good game. And we are by no means, not excited about playing it, because we are excited about playing it. But once that game ends, we got to focus on Clayton on Wednesday, because you don't get bonus points for winning games, certain times a year.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because you said something to me in the post-game interview of that Columbus State where you had the steal at the end. Mm-hmm. You said that you saw him make that move. Mm-hmm. That's his go-to move on film. When you say something like that and you make a play like that, guys start to notice around you, I'm sure. Have you noticed your guys starting to pay attention and dive into the film more just off of stuff like that?
Oh, yeah, of course. Our film room session has changed completely after that game, because now they know every little detail matters, definitely in the small stretch down deep. So it's kind of like Atherton plays just like me. We play like each other. So, if I would have got that play, I'm ripping and going. Mm-hmm. I seen him rip and go 2-3 times, so I just stuck my hand out and managed to get my hand on the ball at the right time.
Yeah, it worked out in a great way. Hopefully we'll be able to talk about another win over Columbus State next week when we meet. But like you said, you play Clayton State next Wednesday. We won't have a show before then. That's Greek night, so it'll be packed. How big is it to focus on these games on the bottom feeder teams and handling business?
Yeah, you got to go one at a time. Obviously, Columbus is the next one. Win or lose, you got to go to the next one. You got Clayton. And then obviously we have Aiken coming up. So, no, you just got to get back on task, focus, prepare. This will be the first time no, that's not true. We have a chance to get a sweep against Columbus, okay? Mm-hmm. We have a chance to get a sweep against Clayton. And then Aiken, we have a chance to get a split. So I used to call them pairs, You want to get 5 or 6 pairs, that means you got 10 wins. So, like I said, this is the first pair. It's going to be not a hard one, but it's going to be the hardest one we go out of the group right now. So, you just got to keep rolling. Players don't, if you probably didn't say we played Clayton on Wednesday, he probably would not know we're playing Clayton on Wednesday or Aiken on Saturday. We look at it as coaches a little bit because of practices and stuff. But no, just focus on the task at hand, play your next game.
You guys have anything else you want to say?
No, thank you. I appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, I'm going to plug him a little bit. All right, so I remember going to recruit him up in beautiful Winchester, Virginia, John Hanley. COVID was his senior year, okay? Mm-hmm. So were you playing with masks? Yeah, you were playing with masks. Okay. And I remember when I went to watch a practice, and I said to myself, is he always this way? I asked a woman who walked through the gym. He goes, oh, yes, he's always this way. He had a great personality to him, and basketball is important to him. and you don't know that when you bring guys in. He redshirted the first year, which was a smart decision. Okay, smart decision because the minutes weren't there, and that he's taken advantage of this thing incredibly, and he's gotten better. He knows his weakness. He's got to get his shot off a little quicker, come off screens. He's got it. There's certain things he's got to get better at, but his high school coach was an ex-shooter, Zach Hanley, and he's the head coach at Hanley. And I told him, I said, man, why didn't you teach him how to shoot? Okay, he has some functional things with his, but he always could score. And I'm like, man, this guy can score. Like he can just score. Nowadays, people are shooters that can't score. He is a scorer first, and he's developed his 3-point shot, and his numbers are, first year, I'm like, don't guard as a shooter. He's making. We got to put guard as a shooter. So no, he's had a great career, and his leadership has been wonderful, and he's a really important part of this thing.
Yeah, you have a great supporting cast back in Virginia. When you post stuff about you, I'm a social media guy, so I see all the numbers, and they skyrocket when when you're. What is it like?
Meech, I didn't know you had it like that. Okay.
When you have a supporting cast like that, how important is that to an athlete?
It's a great feeling. You're just trying to give motivation to the younger ones back home that doesn't think there's a chance to get out.
Yeah, I'll go back. So, what was Mike? A senior?
Mike was a senior when I was a freshman.
Okay, so we recruited a kid named Mike Brown that I really liked, and I kind of backed off him, to be honest with you, because he couldn't shoot. All right, and fast forward, he didn't play. Mike Meech, you weren't on the team. No, were you on the team?
Nah, because he was he had a problem that next year. Because remember, he played that my redshirt freshman year. We played against each other.
Yeah, no, I'm saying his senior year. Were you playing on that team? Were you
I got moved up.
Okay, he got moved up. So I wouldn't even noticed him. Okay, because I saw Mike play. But when I left watching Mike play, I called the guy at Mount Olive, who's a friend of mine. I said, Joey, there's a guard up here that's really good. I don't think we're going to be able to offer him a scholarship, but he's really good. I said, he's fast, quick. And then all of a sudden I was looking for a point guard, then he ends up going to Mount Olive. But that's when, you go back to somewhere. And when I went to Hanley High School, I was here 4 years ago. I knew exactly where I was going up. It's got the nice little stately little things. It looks like a private school pulling up, to be honest with you. And what's that thing, Wawa? Is that gas station?
Sheets.
Yeah, the Sheets right there, So, but no, when I went to recruit him, it was a different coach, but his old coach is the one that kind of originally told me about him. And no, he's about basketball, man. Basketball, and that's what he's into, which is great.
And it's very well known you like to recruit guards from the DMV. That's DMV is basketball, all basketball.
I don't consider where he's from the DMV. He's far out, man. He's like that, but no, he's right there next to Fauquier County. I'll give it to him. Yes.
So
he's a country guy.
How important is that pipeline to you?
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, it's John's from Charlottesville, which is 2 hours from DC. They're good basketball players. The IQ's good. They're into basketball, they're not into all this other stuff, well, and there's kids up there that are into that, that, Meech. But no, they're good basketball players, and there's not a lot of options for kids. I say the same thing. There's not a lot of options for kids to go Division II basketball. That's why we go up there and, go look at guys all the time.
Well, that's awesome. Thank everyone for listening today. We will be back next week with another episode. The Demetri Show is a production of Bell Phoenix Media. Jasmine Garcia is the TVC Lab coordinator. Jaxon Garner is the producer. Dr. David Bullitt is the coordinating producer. We are coming to you from the TVC Lab in University Hall on the Summerville campus of Augusta University. You can find us at aubellringer.com, on Spotify, and on social media. Please send your comments to bellringerproduction@gmail.com. Have a great day and listen again soon. This is Justin Gray saying so long. Back at you next week. Yeah.